Hello everyone, Nadia here with Inner Journey Astrology. Welcome, happy Tuesday. So nice to have you joining and tuning in today. And it's been a little bit since I've shared in this way, so I'm happy to be back and connecting with you. Today I'm going to mostly be focusing on the upcoming last quarter phase of the moon, which takes place this Thursday, so just 2 days from now, and that will take place in the zodiac of Gemini. So right now the moon is still in Taurus. It's been in Taurus since Sunday morning, and it will remain in Taurus through most of today and transition into Gemini later this evening, just before 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. So we're still in this Taurus energy. The moon is still in her waning gibbous phase, and then Thursday actually marks the last quarter phase before we transition into the very final week of the current lunar cycle. So with the moon in Gemini and it being the last quarter phase coming up, that will give us a lot of open, airy, freeing energy, especially with a focus on curiosity and communication, inquisitiveness. Gemini is one of the main communicators, a really big focus on communication in the zodiac. So any type of communication and expression will really be emphasized and highlighted. There's also a lot of potential for curiosity, different things to come up in our awareness, maybe things that we haven't thought about before, maybe a different perspective we're having with certain things. That's very likely to happen, a lot of potential for that. And so if we think about the last quarter phase of the moon, that's the very final week of the current lunar cycle. That's what marks that final week. So we're in one more week of this lunar cycle before it completely winds down, and then we have the new moon, which will begin the new lunar cycle. So if we think about that, we think about how the energy of the moon is decreasing, is decelerating, is becoming more and more refined, and is encouraging us to let go and release what we no longer need. And then we couple that with the energy of Gemini. It really helps us to think about, where do I maybe need to communicate something in order to help me to release or to let go? Is there someone I haven't been in contact with, or something that has been unresolved with someone that maybe I need to address and give some attention to help me let go of something that maybe I've been holding on to that I haven't been able to let go of because I've been avoiding this communication or expressing myself to this person in a way that's authentic and true to who I am. So that's something that could come up that might really help us with release if we work with the energy of Gemini in the last quarter phase. Also, just being really open and curious as to what might be surfacing, especially internally for us, can be really beneficial. The moon obviously governs our inner world, our emotions, our intuition, so a lot of what's going on in our inner landscape. So anything that's coming up to the surface, remaining open to that, remaining curious about it, addressing it, facing it, that will help us also to release anything that might be lingering, anything that we haven't quite dealt with that we need to give some attention to, and then let it go so that we let go of it as we wind down this current cycle and aren't bringing it with us into the new lunar cycle that will be taking place on the 17th with the new moon in Virgo. Also, it is still Virgo season. We're not quite finished with Virgo season yet. We still have a little bit over a week left in Virgo season with the sun in Virgo. So also just thinking about that energy that Virgo really provides of wrapping things up and tying up loose ends and getting things in order and organized. So that can also really help us as we're winding down this cycle and we're starting to close out one cycle before we enter the new cycle, thinking about, what do I still need to work on? What still needs my attention? What have I been putting off? Maybe what have I been procrastinating on? What do I really need to just hone in on and take care of in order to let it go and not continue bringing it with me energetically? So those are some things to really focus on during this upcoming last quarter phase of the moon on Thursday this week, with it being in Gemini and the lunar cycle winding down, also still experiencing Virgo season. So those are just some things that could potentially surface for a lot of us, and a lot of the energy that will be at play that will assist us to really make the most of this current time where we are in the lunar cycle. So hopefully that is beneficial for you. Of course, take what resonates, leave the rest. We all are on our different path and have our different experiences, and things will always be a little bit different for each of us just because of that. We're on our own path. We also all have our own beautiful, unique makeup when it comes to our natal charts and that composition astrologically. So keep that in mind. Things to note, so the new moon in Virgo does take place a week from this Thursday on September 17th. So that will be coming up in a little over a week. And this Thursday, marked by the last quarter phase of the moon, I'm releasing my next new and full moon e-workbook. And so that will begin with the new moon in Virgo on the 17th. And so those become available to purchase as a one-time copy or a 3-month subscription this Thursday. And you would just need to go to my website, and then from the link in my bio, just go to Moon Workbooks and you can get all the info there about those and have the ability to order them there if you choose to do so. So just keep in mind that that is coming up. I'm releasing those soon. Really excited to release those. Also in a couple weeks, I think 2 weeks from today, we have the Autumnal Equinox. So that marks the beginning of the fall or the autumn season if you're in the Northern Hemisphere. So we have that coming up and to look forward to. A lot of energy of transition we've been in over these last couple of weeks. Summer is winding down, fall is getting closer. And also, as I've said, it's still Virgo season. So it's a good time to be in this phase of transition and giving maybe energy and attention to things that we need to wrap up and take care of so that we're not taking them with us any longer than necessary, and just getting things organized and in order so that we can feel good moving into a new season and just winding things down in our lives in a lot of ways as we head into the darker months of the year. So I think that's all I have today. I'm going to keep it pretty short and sweet. Please feel free to leave a comment below or reach out to me. You can find me on Instagram, send me a direct message, or email. All that information will be below here in the description, so you can contact me if you have any questions, any feedback. And as I said, I hope you're all doing so well, taking such good care of yourselves, and it's so good to have you here today. Again, thank you for tuning in, and I am sending you so much light, so much love as always. So take care, friends, and I will connect with you soon.